Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So in front of us is the all-new 2024 BMW X5. This is the xDrive40i. It's finished off in mineral white metallic with an MSRP right around $87,000. So we are going to take a look at all of the differences between the previous generation X5, and we will start up front with what powers this 2024. So this has the same 3-liter inline 6-cylinder turbocharged engine. It's paired to the 8-speed M Sport automatic transmission, but now it pumps out 375 horsepower, 398 pound-feet of torque. It is paired with an electric system, which produces right around 12 horsepower and 147 pound-feet of torque. Now this can go from 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds, weighs in around 5,000 pounds. That power is sent through the xDrive all-wheel drive system as well. And then this has a top speed of 130 miles an hour. Now, as we work our way to the exterior styling, you will notice right off the bat that the front bumper has a different shape to it. It's almost very similar to the M Sport models. This inlet on both sides is now in the vertical position rather than being a smaller square, kind of mimicking the one on the inside there. But we have the gloss black with the M Sport package on this model here, and all the sensors along with the forward-facing camera. This kidney surround is finished off in matte black, which is a nice touch. And then it even has the active grille shutters, which is nothing new, but plenty of cutouts in that lower section. The headlight housings, though, are much different. We still have the LED headlights, DRLs, and turn signals, but we have an interesting design and pattern for those turn signals. Check out the full detailed review to see all of those functions. And then very nice lines that come down the hood. So I think it has a subtle front end difference to it, but I think it looks very, very nice. Now with this model having the M Sport package, this gets the 22-inch wheels with the multi-spoke design, M Sport calipers, which are finished off in blue. And then very nice lines that run down the side. We have a black trim piece just behind that front tire, two-tone for the mirrors, with the camera and the turn signal, full moonroof. Everything else is blacked out for all the trim accents. And you'll notice too that the trim piece just behind that front tire actually exits the side skirt. So that is a functional piece. And we have nice lines that continue their way down that side skirt as well. Now for the rear, this has the body colored spoiler, integrated third brake light. We have the wiper blade. A different design, a little bit different for these LED taillights, which have the same pattern as the front turn signals. We have the backup camera, all the sensors, and then we have a really cool lower section for the bumper with that trim piece going right through the middle and then more bodywork in the lower section. Now this can also tow right around 6,600 pounds. So it's a very practical towing vehicle if this is the option that you were going with. Now, as we work our way to the interior, you can use the button on the key fob, where you can also remote start this just by triple tapping on that button. Or I can just push on the button up underneath to open up the upper section. Now, all the X5s have this split tailgate design. So in order to open up the lower one, simply just push on that and that one will lower. And we have a lot of space for this SUV. There's also a hook on one side, 12 volt on the other. The spare tire is located underneath, where you have a little bit more room for smaller items if you need to place anything there. We have this cover here, which you can use, and then you can even fold down the back seats for extra interior space. Now you can use the button down below to close this individually, or up top, if you just push on that one button, both of those will quickly close at the same time. Now, one thing that I'm not 100% sure on, if there's a setting that you can unlock from the back door handles, but you do have to use the key fob to gain access to the back here. Now for the interior, we have the white ivory leather, which is a perfect combo with the exterior. This has the interior ambient lighting along with some brushed aluminum accents. There's even a storage space in that lower section there. And then we have the Harman Kardon sound system and the manual adjusting sunshade, which is nice to see. So that color works its way to the interior, where you can see all of the black piping too. Even the M badge illuminates. And at 5'10", I have plenty of room. There's air vents in the middle. These are even heated seats. We have all the climate adjustments, a little bit of storage and some auxiliaries. There's even more auxiliaries behind both front seats. So you could attach a tablet and have it charging, which is very nice to see. We have that full moonroof to provide you with a lot of light for this interior. And then there's the armrest in the middle, a little bit of storage on one side, cup holders are located on the other. And then you can also fold down this middle seat if you need a little bit more access. And then as far as visibility goes, it's very open feeling, which is nice, especially for the size of this vehicle. Now for the door panels up front, same design as the rear, of course. However, these are massaging seats. You can adjust that passenger front seat. We have the memory seating adjustments, power folding side mirrors, all of the window controls, and that trunk release, and then even more storage space and that ambient lighting strip. And then the front seats are automatic, as you would expect. So we have all those controls down on the side. And now the new changes for the 24 X5. We have the larger screen here, which is fairly new from BMW. So that's now in the X5. And we have the more minimalized shifter. So there's no stock there anymore to use. But let's fire this up and we can go through some of the tech features for this gauge cluster. So currently you can see miles per hour on the left side. On the right side is the tach there. And if I use this button on the steering wheel, just by pushing on that once, you can go into content. So now I can scroll up or down to go through all of this, just depending on what you'd like to see, pulling up the navigation, looking at your G-force meter if you're doing some spirited driving, and then you have the radio and the media. Now, if I go over one to the left, there are 3 different layouts. This last one here is more of a calm screen, so you can hide away some of that information if you don't want to see it all. And then for the last one, it's for the head-up display. So you have miles per hour and the speed limit sign. You can also pull up the compass for the directional view, and sport view will pull up your tach. So not a whole lot of configurability, but it's nice that it gives you what you need to see on a daily basis. And then for this M Sport steering wheel, it's finished off in leather. Cruise and adaptive cruise is on this left side. Right side, we also have volume and tuning. And then we have the steering wheel mounted paddle shifters finished off in brushed aluminum. Now on this left side, a little bit of storage down below, along with the headlight adjustments. And then as we work our way to this infotainment system, we have shortcuts on this left side where you can pull up navigation, you can get into your phone, get into your music, and then the last one here, there are several icons that you can go into just depending on what you need to set up. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, the interior lighting, exterior lighting. You have a lot of different settings that you can use. Now on the home screen here, you will see that we have navigation along with music, and you can scroll through the rest of these icons, even add some too, depending on what you use the most. Now, if you've been able to tell, the climate adjustments are fixed. Since there's no physical buttons for them, it's nice that you can quickly get into them for the heated seats, ventilated seats, even the heated steering wheel. And then you have your climates as well as all of your passenger controls, and then temperature dials on both sides. So it doesn't matter what screen you are in, those are always going to be readily available. Now underneath that, we do have the wood trim for this model with brushed aluminum, even the illuminating area that leads to X5, which is a nice subtle touch. We have a physical button for power and volume for the radio, as well as tuning and all of the defrosters. And then right in the middle, if I open up this compartment, the wireless charging pad is on this left side, and this model even has the digital key card, so you can use this in place of your key fob. A little bit of storage on that right side with 2 cup holders and some more auxiliaries. And then on this left side, we have traction control and the parking sensors, and then the different driving modes that you can go into. So we have a few different modes for sport mode there. You can go into comfort, and then there's also a few for eco. So it just depends on how you would like to drive this. There's a downhill assist control, auto hold, and the electronic e-brake there. And then coming back to the all-new shifter, I'll just push it forwards for reverse, where we have the 360 camera system that gives you all of the visibility that you need. This is not new from BMW, but we can go through a few different settings, even go into the 3D setting, where you can use the gesture control, or you can just simply push on these shortcuts to see around the entire vehicle. So you have no shortage of visibility behind the wheel of this. Drive is all the way back one, and then if I hit it one more time, we are into sport mode, which lets you use these paddle shifters. And then you just push on P to go into park. Now on the right side, these are all the shortcuts for that screen. So if you don't want to use it as a touchscreen system, you can quickly get through all of it with all of those icons. And then for the split design for the armrest, you have a good amount of space with an auxiliary down below. And then we have the glove box where you can fit in a lot more information. We'll take another look at the panoramic sunroof as well as visibility. It is very easy to see in both directions. And then up top, we do have the sunroof and sunshade adjustments along with a call button, and the dome lights are on both sides. And from second gear, here we go. Very quick in the shifts, but also pretty comfortable and quiet. It's not obnoxious. That's not the point of this model for the X5, but it's very quick to drive. It is super fun, and I just love when I get behind the wheel of this vehicle. Now we can tone it back, put it into comfort mode. The side bolstering support will actually relax a little bit. So in sport mode, they get a little bit closer to you, hug you a little bit more. So if you are doing some spirited driving, you almost have adaptable bolsters in your seats. So it's pretty interesting to see that. But for $86,000, honestly, out of other SUVs in this price point, I would lean towards the X5. And I say that because I've driven a lot of them, so I have a lot of experience behind the wheel. But just the fit and finish, what is available for the mid $80,000 range, even the high 70s, if you go with a different trim level or you get some less options, I think it's packaged very nicely for what you get, and that's why I would personally buy an X5 in the next few years. Hopefully it's in the next few years, just because I think it's the best SUV on the market, especially for the price point. Comment down below, let me know your thoughts. If you own something different, why did you choose to go with a different brand? Obviously that is subjective with what you're looking to get out of your vehicle and loyalty brands, everything like that. But I like it. It's definitely a nice vehicle to drive. Would be a perfect daily driver with the comfort that it has, the amount of space, kind of everything that I've already touched base on, of course. But for the new 24-year model, I do like the subtle changes. Larger screen there is a little bit more of a bigger change, but I like how minimalized that shifter is, and the exterior, especially with the M Sport package, giving it all the gloss black accents and a little bit different design for the bumpers. I think you have to go with that package for the X5. Some of the other models with the chrome exterior grills and the different shape in the bumpers, not my taste. So if you like that, nothing wrong with it. But I think they look a lot more sporty with all of the gloss black accents. So you have a lot of different options for this SUV, depending on your budget and what you are going to like. But that is going to wrap it up for the new 24 BMW X5. Once again, a huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Northlake for providing this vehicle for me today. Check out their website, give this video a huge thumbs up, and smash that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. And I will see you all in the next video.